What's going on? What's going on, good people?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening or whenever you may be watching? I'm Lamar. It's my brother over there, Casey Fowler,
And
and
then,
this is episode 83 of the Foul Language Podcast.
yes, sir. And like every other episode, man, if you're at work, put your headphones on, get your accessories right, because you might just hear some foul language. Let's go. Let's get it, man.
Got that right. Roll the intro.
Perfect.
All right, everybody. Before we continue and get things kicked off tonight, let's see what the accessories are for the night. So, brother, what are you drinking? What are you smoking? What are your accessories?
Well, it was a rush job, but I got a Kintsugi Bradley, man, and so
Yeah.
far it's smoking pretty good, man. Got a pretty
Yeah, they're pretty
gnarly
good.
fucking burn line and shit like that. And for my liquid accessory, I just got some Maker's Mark, man. I was in El Paso, which I'll talk about in my What's Best in Life, and they had shit on sale for $19. So I'm like,
Well, you in them $19 liquors, boy. I tell you what, you got
it.
every $19 liquor there is.
Fuck yeah. It's a $30 bottle for 19. I said, yes, sir. I'll take it.
I drink whatever whiskey you got on sale.
You got that. I look for them red numbers. Fuck that shit.
Hell yeah.
How about you, man? What you got going on? I know you're probably still fasting, right?
Yeah, we are. So, for those that don't know, we're still doing the Daniel fast. It's officially over with the church, but we decided to keep going through the end of the month. So, we still got 2 or 3 more weeks left.
Okay.
And so for tonight, you've got the oh shit, camera's over there. La Galera. Let me see. A Nimoy. So there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Looks really Greek.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty cool. I mean, it is kind of Greco. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So far so good. Open it up, and then got my cider. Made some experiments tonight. Instead of squeezing oranges, I use orange juice, and I smoked it for a little bit on the smoker. So we'll see if it got a little smoky flavor to it too. Added orange juice, so we'll see if I messed it up, but we'll see. So
nice.
We'll see what happens. You can still see the steam billowing off of it. Black Panther, here we go. That's right. So yeah, we'll check back in later on, see how things are going.
It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen, where we like to bring some of our positivity in our personal lives to y'all, you know what I'm saying, out there in the internet world. It's a lot of negative shit going on. It's always fucking negative shit going on. So we like to focus on the positive here at the Foul Language Podcast. So without further ado, brother, what is best in life?
Well, we are thawed out from the ice storm last week.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It was Monday, I guess. It started. Kids were home all damn week. So that was interesting. We all just looking at each other Monday afternoon through Friday. Well, Kim had to go in the second half of the day on Friday. So we were just here all damn day. But it worked out okay. I think since we recorded last, I think that was last weekend. So we didn't record last weekend. So last weekend took Lamar to his first movie. That was an interesting thing. So family went out, family movie. He was cool for about like the first 45 minutes till his food and shit ran out.
Be expected.
And then he wanted to walk around, and I mean everybody just thought he was so cute and all that shit. And I was like, man, I guess Kim was like, it's a kids movie, so people get it. So that happened. See, today is today. So Saturday, got to go out, meet up with a homeboy, smoke some cigars, and finally got. We've been trying to link up for a bit, so finally linked up, got some cigars. One of our other homeboys called him, so we pulled up at his house and smoked another cigar at his house, and that was a good time. So we can try to do that more often. Found a Placencia that I've never seen before. Yeah, shit was when I looked it up, it said it was commemorative of the World Cup, and so when I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit, Placentia! I've never seen it. This is what I'm smoking today." I was like, "Hold on, this shit is in a box on the table by itself, and none of them are missing. What the fuck is going on?" So I googled shit to see, let me see how much it costs because I don't want to get my head bust wide open. On behold, this was $65. So whole time in there, I'm like, I don't know. I think I can do one.
Should I say fuck it?
So I bought it. I bought one. I haven't smoked it yet. I had to find a good occasion for that one. I had to be drinking whiskey again too for that one. So got that, and it was funny because when it rang up, the lady that rung me up, she was like, yeah, for one cigar. It's like, I guess. I mean, I don't want to, but it is what it is. So it's either gonna be amazing and the best thing ever, or I'm be like, man, I ain't wasting my money on this shit. So we'll see. We'll find out what happens. Let's see what else is going on. Still doing a little bit of trading on the side. It's been actually pretty good. Got a little system. Get it set up before my workday starts. Kind of runs on autopilot. Kind of runs some conditions, and I look at it during lunch, and that's it. And it's on its own. So been pretty good on that. And yeah, I got to go get my windshield replaced tomorrow. So that's gonna be fun.
Good times.
No, it's not. Getting the discount. I mean, it's still a hair buster, but it's still a discount because yeah, a lot of technology has gone into windshields and inflation since the last windshield I got, which equates to a lot of bullshit. So there's that. There's that. Family's doing good. Kids doing good. Yeah. Otherwise, man, that's about it. I think. If I think of anything else, I guess on the anime front, we're watching some more Bleach. I mean, not Bleach, but yeah, Bleach too. We're watching a little more One Piece. We finished Moon Knight not too long ago. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like what they did with it. It's one of those where it could continue on or not, and I'd be fine either way. And we're watching this anime on Hulu called Summertime Rendering right now. It's very interesting. So if you like psychological thrillers and mysteries and all that shit, I say check it out. We're probably 4 or 5 episodes in, but it's pretty interesting so far. It's a little slow in the beginning, but it kind of works itself out.
Oh, I ain't watching it.
Yeah. You'll watch these, somebody get stabbed in the throat. So, man, how about you, man? What is best? It's been a minute, so.
Ooh, man. First of all, I was out of town when it was his birthday, so happy belated birthday to my oldest son, Kevandre. He's the big 18.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday, nephew.
He think he big shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Punk ass. But he 18. I can call him a punk ass all I want to, man.
Yeah.
So I make sure he had a decent birthday, man. Got him an Apple Watch and shot him some money for his birthday and stuff. Made sure I called him because I was in class for the past 2 weeks. If you guys on social media have been missing his face, went to a unit armorer course. So now I'm like certified as far as being a unit armorer. I could do 20 level maintenance, stuff like that. Basically part changer for the weapons. I know how to do some of that shit now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. We went through like 8 different weapons, including some machine guns, a couple sniper rifles, automatic grenade launcher, shit like that. So it was pretty dope, man. And the test for that was, you had only a certain amount of minutes to clear the weapon, disassemble it, reassemble it, functions check, and all that other shit. So that was kind of challenging for some of the stuff I've never touched before. But I passed, so I had to do something right at least, man. So it was a good class. While I was out there, the last day after we graduated, I wanted to treat myself, so I went to a little cigar spot on base. And shout out to Fort Bliss, man, because they got a whole like an outlet kind of thing on Fort Bliss with the cigar spot, and everything like that, man. I guess they try to keep the soldiers on base as much as possible, being that Juarez is like 20 minutes down the road.
That's
but
dope. I
yeah,
didn't realize you were on base, man. That's
yeah.
I've never seen that shit on base, so that's dope.
Never, man. They had Chili's out there, fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. They had like 2 Texas Roadhouses. It was pretty dope, man. We actually went out the week we got there, when we got out of class that Friday. We went out that night, man, hit up a couple of little bars and shit, man. Real cool vibe. Shout out to my Mexican folks, man, because they were just, it was predominantly Hispanics and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say they all Mexican, but it was a good vibe, man. Everybody was having a good time. I remember we walked into one of the bars, man, and all you heard was "stop." I was like, "Oh shit!" I turned into dad real quick at the bar, man. I went full Tony Fowler in the bar. My soldier was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yeah."
But you don't understand, bro. You don't understand.
You don't understand it. Oh, and then the drinks, man. The drinks were like cheap as fuck. Like, I had like 2 whiskeys neat, and that shit was like $14. I was like, God damn.
What whiskey did you get?
Shit, what did I get? Jameson, I think.
Okay. That's about right.
I was like, all right. So that was cool, man. So graduated, came home. Same old shit at the house, man. Just doing what we got to do, man. Got another side hustle / part-time gig interview tomorrow. We're gonna see how that shit goes, man. And shout out to my wife, man. Isla Nanny Creations. She did her motherfucking thing, man, with her live, bro. Like,
cool.
She made like 9 cups. I think there's only like 3 left, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all better go ahead and get y'all one if y'all need one. Y'all tumblers, Starbucks drinking folks, go ahead and get y'all one. What else, man? Oh man, like it's been a lot of stuff going since I've kind of changed my mindset and seeing the positive aspect of the world, not focusing on the negative.
Live the wibble, man.
Yeah,
the wibble.
Exactly, because the universe puts you exactly where you need to be when you need to be there. So just embrace that shit, good or bad. But that's really all I can think of. Oh, TV news, like you, bro. I finished Bleach. That shit was fucking amazing. One Piece, we still chopping at that tree. A couple episodes at a fucking time, man. We're also watching Moon Knight. Almost finished with that one. Started watching Tokyo Revengers season 2. Not bad so far.
Damn Takemichi.
Yeah, not bad. He already got his ass busted already.
Yeah, already. Shit, he got shot in the knee at the end of the damn last season.
I'm only on like episode 3. He done got his ass whooped twice.
Of course he did, man.
But it's not bad so far. I'm real curious to see what's gonna go. Like I said, I don't give a fuck about him as the main character.
No one does.
Everybody else in the story around it is what I care about with that one, man.
Yeah. Other
than that, that's about it, man. That's what's best in life.
Cool, man. So while you were talking, I remember like 3 damn things that I forgot. Let's see if I can keep them all in this head of mine. So 1, finally found a holster that I like. Been wearing around the house, testing it out, seeing how it works with my sweatpants. It almost works, but I got to get one more thing, and then it'll be good to go. So I've been saying it, and I've been saying it, and I've been saying it. So this will be out on Thursday. The following fucking day, there will be an episode coming out for MF and Research. Most of it is shot, and I just got to do some B-roll, finish up the editing, do the thumbnail, and it'll be ready to go on Friday. Actually, after we finish shooting this, I got some video to shoot for another video, and so we're just gonna keep the train rolling, man. Get them going. So starting this Friday, we'll be dropping every Friday.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
We'll talk offline. I need your punk ass address, and we'll get that shit out of the fucking way.
And I knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. Oh, this is the sweatshirt I mentioned last week.
Yeah, that shit dope. Time.
So it's definitely becoming one of my favorites already. Wish was a little bit thicker, but it's comfortable as hell. Shit. Oh, yeah. So was perusing Facebook. Once I really don't make it too far on Facebook, and I happened to see our uncle post this, and I thought this was dope. So I'm gonna put this on the screen right now.
Hey.
So for those that don't know, those are our great grandparents right there.
Yes, sir.
That was kind of cool to see them, in their marital bliss. RIP to both of them. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
definitely cool to see that, man. That was cool. So as you all know, we both have kids. We are both fathers. We are both active participants in the lives of our children. We want the best for our children. But sometimes it is necessary, or I won't spoil the answer, but sometimes, you hear talk about helicopter parents and bulldozer parents who get all the troubles out of their way, or sometimes you hear kids are soft because they don't have adversity and all that shit. Um, what do you think about letting kids fail?
Fuck them. Fall on your goddamn face. Roll over. Pick yourself up and fall
Mm-hmm.
goddamn again. No, but in all seriousness, I agree. Cause without failure, you can't learn shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you always got that cushion or that, you know what I'm saying, that crutch, you're never gonna be able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, especially the older two, I give them all the tools they could possibly use in the real world. And now that one's about to be 20, the other one's 18, y'all gotta choose whether y'all use these tools or not. And if you fall, you're gonna fall. But just like your daddy learned, you stand your ass back up, you're gonna learn something from that fall. But like you said, I'm not gonna necessarily say the way some people are parenting now, their kids turn out to be soft, but kids are I'm starting to see a lot of kids are sheltered. Like they're like prime example. I'm pretty sure you heard or seen a TikTok video with the girl who she got a Tesla for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She got a birthday card for $1,600. It was a 16th birthday, and the ungrateful little motherfucker was like, I didn't want a Tesla. I don't drive no electric car. I wanted a pink Mercedes. I wanted this, I wanted that. And I was like, oh hell no. I slapped it. Fuck that.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard stories like that from like some of the families I used to tutor with.
Yeah,
Um,
that pissed me
yeah.
off. It pissed me off personally. And then
Mm-hmm.
the mama goes out and gets the damn girl a pink Mercedes. But they say she like put her on punishment and took everything away. But let's see how long that lasts. If it's even
Mm-hmm.
real. Because a lot of motherfuckers do shit like that for clickbait. But I said that to make a point that if you know what I'm saying, if you coddling in them, they're gonna expect that shit as adults. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna cling to that relationship and expect this and expect that and expect this from that relationship. Or they're gonna say, oh, this job ain't shit. I need to do this. I'm gonna keep going job to job to job because I don't know what it's like to fail. Or I'll just be absolutely crushed and depressed when I fail. Because some kids grow
Mm-hmm.
up with that mindset of I can't fail, I can't fail, I can't fail. And when they do fail, they're fucking devastated. They're depressed. They're this, they're
Mm-hmm.
that. And that's from cushioning them way too fucking much, in my opinion. Like, I'm so fucking thankful I was hard headed like I was. And mama was just like, hey, God damn it, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. You know what to do. You're gonna fall on your face if you want to. Do what the fuck you gotta do. And I'm so thankful that she did that because I would not be the person I am today because shit gets fucking rough out here in the fucking
Mm-hmm.
adult world, man. And if you don't know how to navigate through it, that shit could beat the fuck out you. That shit could crush your whole fucking soul, man. And I'm not, letting me fall and get back up, fall and get back up, turn me into a stronger man, a stronger person. And I think letting your kids fail also let them be stronger people, stronger individuals as they progress in this life. Especially who knows when our kids get to our age, how fucked up or how crazy the fucking world's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna need that armor, you know what I'm saying? That scales, whatever the fuck you want to call it, to navigate through fucking life. And it's our job as fucking parents not to completely coddle them. But yeah, you fail, you fucked up, pick yourself up, try it again. You gonna fail, but what did you learn from it? You know what I'm saying? That's something I like to do with them. Is what you learn from fucking up like that? What you get out of it? And it's yeah, dad, da. Exactly. So this is what you need to do next time. A, B, C, and D. If you don't follow A, B, C, and D, you're gonna be fucked up again. Then you're gonna have to figure it out. So that's really all I think, man. How about you?
Oh, so a couple things come to mind when I think about it. Let me see if I don't bastardize this quote. If I say the quote wrong, type the correct quote in the comments. But it says, um, what is it? Hard men make soft times make hard. Soft men make hard times. So, if you what that quote means to me is that there's a cycle, and that and you see it a lot where a parent who went through hard stuff they try to make things easier for their kids than they've had it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, if you do that wrong, they end up becoming entitled and expect everything and expect that pink Mercedes in lieu of a Tesla and all of that. And then, they create the same kind of problems for their next generation, if you will. So they create that sense of entitlement, that sense of expectation, that sense of I'm invincible. And I think that's what you were kind of alluding to, where if they don't fail, they feel like they can't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there's two ways to learn from failure. One, you can learn from the failures that you commit and try not to make those same mistakes again. Or say if you failed in a similar fashion, you don't fail as hard as you did the last time. And then two, you can learn from the failures of others. And I've preferred going through my life to try as possible, and not saying I'm perfect by any shape, form, or fashion, but I've always tried to look at what people are doing, like who are in situations where I don't want to be. What did they do? If I can break it down to see what they did to get in that situation and avoid that shit, and then see who's doing what I like or who doing, situations that I think are good situations, and what are they doing, and learn from that, because there's wisdom in that. You don't necessarily, and like you mentioned that, you're thankful for being hard headed and having to learn things the hard way. And there's something to that. I mean, that's one way to go through things. For me, that wasn't the way I went through things. And it doesn't mean that I'm spoiled or entitled or soft or any of that other shit. It's just I have a perspective of and trying to anticipate the problems and the pitfalls based on what I've seen in others, and trying to move to avoid that if I can. Or if I have to deal with it, put myself in the best advantage. I mean, it's kind of like, if you will, I consider the way I function is like if someone were to invade your house, and that's what we're proponents of firearms. You want to be in the best position to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I take that approach to kind of everything. So if it's a financial decision, I want to be in the best position to defend myself. If it's a personal relationship, I want to be in the best position to defend myself. Not saying I'm on guard all the time, but I do, kind of like we talked about situational awareness. There's some of that to a degree, and so that's kind of where it keeps me focused. And now I take all that, put it in a ball, and I have kids now. What do I do with that? Kids aren't going to necessarily learn the same way you want them to. You have to identify that. And sometimes they're going to fail. And what I feel like is you have to have the failure that it's kind of proportional to where they are in life. So, and you have to also be careful to, like, my son who's 3, you can't let him see like, oh, he's standing on this stool on one foot, jumping up and down on a hard floor. He gonna learn one way or the other. To some degree, you do that, but at the same time, emergency rooms are expensive. And so how far do you got to gauge how far you take it to learn that lesson. Sometimes
get him over there.
Sometimes, yeah, exactly. Sometimes you do let them fall and bump their heads, or if they're building blocks and it all breaks down and falls and he gets frustrated, you just kind of build it up and build it up and build it up. And then, maybe another day we kind of play with it, and I kind of say, hey, I kind of show him different ways to play with the blocks, and he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so you do it that way. So that's a 3-year-old. My 9-year-old, you do things different with her. I mean, she may not get selected for something that she wanted, or she may not get something that she wanted, or she may try to do something. But, with her, she's like I've always said, she's kind of like that samurai. I have offended my family and the honor of my family. Goodbye, all. Will you be my second? And shit. So if you get that reference, let us know in the comments. But that's kind of her in a lot of ways. But you have to let them fall, but then or let them fail, and then you have, as the parent, have a plan to not necessarily bail them out, but kind of help them pull themselves up, help them make the decisions. You may nudge them a little bit, but you can't be like, oh, you in credit card debt. Oh, let me cut that check and bail you out of your
Right.
credit card debt because they can do shit but run it right
Yep.
back up. Or oh, you wrecked your car drinking and driving or some stupid shit. Oh well, here's my car. You can have that, or let me buy you another car, whatever the case may be. Then they don't build that level of appreciation for shit. They feel that
Mhm.
level of expectation or entitlement, and that's what you want to avoid. There's nothing wrong with helping your kids. Nothing wrong with assisting your kids, but you want to also at the same time be cognizant of giving them the tools that they need to succeed. And sometimes they develop those tools through failure. And by not letting them fail, especially when you can let them fail in, I guess I'll say, controlled environment,
Mhm.
you help them, one, be accustomed to when shit doesn't go the way they plan. Okay, step back, plan B. Or if there is no plan B and it's just, I got to sit in this fail for a little bit, being able to deal with that and understand that, I am not, the summation of my failures, if you will. I'm not, I am the summation of overcoming my failures. And they need to understand that. And once they understand that, I think they'll be just fine. And I think that's built on from an early age, moving all the way up. You can't start at 18 and be like, oh, you're going to fail now. Fuck it. You got to like start that early on and let them. I mean, it's kind of like a callus or, a muscle building or whatever the case may be. You have to let that build up over time. So when the big shit happens, national, disaster, or, something knocks your shit out, or your home and your pipes burst, or something happens bad in your house, or some shit like that, or
Mhm.
you're at your house and the damn manhole fucking blows off and it's flooding water and you got to deal with that, or, all kind of shit happens. And oh, yeah. Wonder where that came from.
No idea. Good times.
Wasn't it though? But you have to be ready for all of those things. And if you aren't given the opportunity to fail and pull yourself out of that failure early on, you screwed when it comes time to really dealing with it on your own. Or
Yeah.
you'll be one of those people that will never move far from home, be calling your parents for every little thing, and be looking forward to, oh, I know I'm good because my mama or my daddy got me. And no shots at anybody if that's how you live, but you know, is that going to be the best for you in the long run? Because you got to think about it. They're not always going to be here.
Yep. I
What
was just
happens
about to say
then?
it.
What happens then? I mean, and look about. I mean, I think about me. I mean, I haven't lived at home in 20 years almost, and yeah, I guess it has been 20 years, a little plus. But and you, I mean, not you're not quite 20 years, but pretty close.
Off and
So
on, yeah.
yeah,
Had
and
that
so
little gap when I went back.
think about what that builds, that resiliency, and a lot of times for both of us, we've been in places where there's no like family, and so you have to figure that shit out on your own.
Yeah,
And you don't
boy.
you don't have a real security net of like, oh, I ain't cooked tonight. I'm gonna go to mama house and see what she got going on. You
Mm-hmm.
ain't got that. You better figure out what kind of pizza you gonna order, a Instapot, or air fryer, or something.
Make these sandwiches.
That's
These
damn right.
sandwiches, goddamn it.
Peanut butter and jelly, or
Go
ham,
for
or
what you
something.
know.
That's right. That's right. So let us know what you guys think, man. You got anything else?
Um, no, man. I think between the both of us, man, we pretty much hit the nail on the coffin with that one, man. Just it's all right to give your kids things you never had, as
Yeah.
far as
Oh yeah.
material shit like that, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you said, bro, we kind of go about things different, but we both was in that motherfucking house with the fucking oven open, heater fucking
Oh
in
yeah,
front of
man.
that bitch.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about it the other day where you would keep the room closed with our little space heater all fucking day. So our fucking
Mm-hmm.
room will be motherfucking warm. We're
Mm-hmm.
making pallets on the floor and shit.
Damn
Like,
fire hats like a motherfucker, but
like a motherfucker. But yeah, man, you know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? Those struggles made us stronger.
Oh
And we
yeah.
tried to avoid certain struggles with our own kids. But they got to get a little sprinkle of that struggle
Oh
every
yeah.
once in a while.
I mean, and if you've ever read anything of like stoicism, some people that really take that shit to an extreme, they kind of put themselves in hardship's way so
Mm,
they can be ready for it. So like they'll wear some crazy shit out in public and let people talk about them and look at them crazy so they can grow that thick skin. Or they'll a few nights a week sleep on the floor and say, if this is what I'm so worried about, I've experienced, go hungry and say, this is the biggest fear I've experienced. I know how to deal with it. And when it comes and if it comes, you're able to rectify it if you can.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm afraid of fucking drowning. I ain't gonna go into 9 feet.
I mean, it's a little far, but
I want to be prepared if I drown. Nah, I'm good. But yeah, they do that. Some of it, as long as they don't go to that fucking extent, cool.
Yeah.
But I get why they do it. It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, but yeah. And plus, it makes good for social media too.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's kind of not that fresh, but it's still something that's fucking going on. It bothers me to my core personally, being that I am Melanin Warriors podcast. It bothers me to my core about the Florida governor. If y'all know his name, like I know his name, we're not gonna say his name up here because I don't fucking want to. But how he feels about CRT and the melanin history as a whole, what I'm saying, pretty much banning that shit in the schools and shit in Florida, man. What you think?
So it's a difference between this levels, man. So initially I was like, what the hell? Here we go again. But you have to remember this particular individual is probably going to be running for president. And a lot of what seems to be in vogue in politics right now is to kind of come across like you're a social media, like doing things for the retweets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
go viral, basically.
Yeah. So if you look at some of the things that they say and some of the things that they do from that lens, it changes. Like it doesn't annoy you as much because you know what they're doing. A lot of times they're doing this shit not necessarily with the intention of really achieving the result that they're achieving. So I was looking because I was like, I can't see him just outright banning African American history. And so I looked a little more, and they don't necessarily go into detail about what's there. And they listed some of the things. And how do I put this? I don't think he should have outright banned it and or rejected it, I guess you could say. Because what he did say is they can update the curriculum, come back and submit it for approval again. And so I also think about, people on that side of the spectrum tend to talk about First Amendment rights and all that shit and right to say and do whatever. I mean, I don't know how I feel about a governor saying what should or shouldn't be in my school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to the school board at that level and the school board has a vote and the school, the parents and families at the school board decide that that's not the way they want to take it, you know what I'm saying? I'm fine with that. But I don't feel like, that starts to get to be a little overreach. And those types talk a lot about that until it's okay for them. And that to me is a bit hypocritical. And that's what kind of bothers me. If you're going to be on that stand of, protecting my First Amendment rights to say and do what I want to say and, practice what I want to practice, you got to hold that shit consistently across the board, whether you agree with it or not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talk about that shit all the time. I may not necessarily agree with somebody on a particular thing, but it's their right to say it. It's their right to have an opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the part that I think is missed a lot. And I don't even think I've seen that particular nuance of it discussed. And so I feel like that piece mixed along with the do anything for likes kind of mishing them together. It's a crazy world we in, man. And you get style over, I won't say style, but you get hype over substance. And I would have been fine with like, hey, this is the plan of what these are the elements that we actually did or whatever. And then here's what we need to correct. And then, I even hold it against, we've done a video on CRT. And the problem with CRT to me is what happens is it becomes a topic that has educational merit, but it becomes co-opted and spun because they don't nail down the parameters of what it means. And so, like for us, for example, we take it under the perspective of talking about racism's role in history and how things have happened. How, like the 94 crime bill or redlining or, segregation or voter registration laws, how all those things happened and they weren't that long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like how that affects things today. Um, but they don't articulate that well enough that that's what they're trying to cover. And what happens is it gets co-opted, and it's like, all you want to do is make my kids feel bad for being white, and conversely make my kids feel and make black kids feel bad for being black. And that's not necessarily the case. And I think what happens is we have to be able to talk about history, the good and the bad, so we can learn from it. Because you know what they always say about history: if you don't learn your history, you're doomed to repeat it. And you can't let this do anything for likes mentality get away from getting history learned and making it a haha, I got him, I own the libs, or or on the other side or whatever, got those conservatives or whatever the case may be. We need to have discussions because kids, nobody is all the way liberal and all the way conservative. Um, for real. I mean, if you get them on social media, it's another thing. But there's certain things
It depends on the topic behind
yeah,
closed doors.
and that's what I'm saying. Like certain things, I'm more liberal on. Certain things I'm more conservative on, and you know, you got to have those discussions, and you can't just have it like a one size fits all. Bam, got them, because that's what it seems like it's about right now. It's to be like, who got them? It's like you waiting for your homeboys to be like, oh, and that shit is just stupid. And I mean,
Oh
you
yeah.
got grown adults, like seasoned adults with adult kids acting like this, man, and it's like ridiculous, man. And that's the piece that bothers me. Like, I don't at its if it was truly offensive, which I don't truly know, I don't have a problem with saying rework it, which is what he said. He didn't like if he were just to say like AP African American history is banned in the state of Florida henceforth and forevermore. Got big problems. But if you ban it and you give a reason why, and there may be something in there that's offensive, deal with that. But if you leave shit so nebulous, you create an opportunity for critique whether it's wrong or not. And that's where I think the problem is. And if you were to say, this is what I'm teaching, I'm teaching the effects of red line on African Americans from history to today, or from initial inception to today. I'm looking at the discriminatory home lending practices by Wells Fargo from inception to today. And what did that? I mean, that's academic. That's factual. There is nothing, emotional about that unless you try to spin it. But if you give me the hard bullet points, you can't argue with that. And that's why, again, I prefer math, because the shit is either right or wrong, and there's discrete answers, and you can't do nothing about that. So, what do you think, man?
I'm glad you asked us to smoke billows. So first and foremost, the redo the curriculum piece. But what he said also into that aspect was something like make it legitimate or more factual or some shit like that as far as the fucking American history classes or the AP African American history shit. And I think that's a bunch of bullshit. It really is a bunch of bullshit because, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, oh, it's Black History Month and all this other bullshit. And, I'm not saying Black History Month is bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? We
To
all
do it,
American.
yeah.
Yeah, we're Americans. So, you know what I'm saying? African American history is just like everybody else says, it's fucking American history. And there is legitimacy to it. There shouldn't be no curriculum change because, you know what I'm saying? It's just facts. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's somebody that's really biased and one-sided and want to just get the dark, ugly truth to make our Caucasian brothers and sisters look bad. And from my opinion, that's not cool either. Because during all those times, there were several Caucasian people who were against all this racist shit, just like it is fucking now. And all that shit should be brought to light, and it is in a lot of these African American classes because they don't just focus on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They dig fucking deeper to outright say, no, y'all change this shit or we ain't gonna fucking have this shit. Change it for what? Why are we gonna change the narrative of some shit that really fucking happened? All this shit is factual and it does have a legitimate fucking meaning behind it. I mean, Black Wall Street, all the other massacres and everything like that happened across the country. Yeah, kids don't fucking know about that shit. They too busy fucking doing TikToks and shaking their motherfucking ass and thinking that shit is cool, but you know what I'm saying? They fail to know the history of our people, the fight that our ancestors, everything like that, had to fight in this country. You know what I'm saying? They want to block that shit, but they'll highlight the Native American stuff in a negative light, i.e. when they talk about General Custer and his last heroic stand and all that other bullshit, but they fail to fucking mention that shit came to be because the president at that time, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, would kept taking the motherfucking land away from the Native American people, so they bucked on his motherfucking ass. They're not showing that, they ain't telling that motherfucking part. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? Victors write the history and all that other shit like that, but there wouldn't be no victors in fucking America if it wasn't for the melanin people. The Revolutionary War, they would have lost if we didn't join it. The Civil War, they would have lost. The Union would have lost if we didn't motherfucking join it. Hell, the Union would have lost if our Mexican brothers didn't fucking stop the French from bringing weapons into the fucking Confederacy, and that's why they do Cinco de Mayo. If you guys didn't know that, and I just think it's utter bullshit to try to block it. But it's like you said, it's more or less clickbait, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
He has to appease his Republican masters or whatever party he's fucking with. I don't know, and I really don't give a fuck. But he's trying to appease those masses to get that vote. Like I said, maybe he is trying to run for president coming up soon. He has to get that vote. Oh yeah, he's by our side. He's a good old boy. Let's go ahead and vote for him. Just like they did with the former President Trump or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They got those fucking votes for them redneck motherfuckers who don't read a fucking book or don't know no fucking better. And they just white is right type of motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? They appeal to these motherfuckers, and it's fucking strategic as fuck. Like, I don't blame them motherfuckers at all for being smart enough to appeal to the masses to get what the fuck you want, because at the end of the day, that's really what you need to do, every fucking body. If you selling fucking socks, you're gonna appeal to the motherfuckers who like socks to get fucking socks. So I get what he's doing as far as that goes. But to completely say, no, we're going to stop this shit as a whole, you're not only shortening the melanin community, you're shortening every fucking community. Because like I said, this type of history is the confusion that a lot of people, a lot of the generations behind us don't know about. And the more they know about it, I feel like the more they'll come together. That's why I like doing the Melanin Warriors podcast. Because this is shit that everybody can fucking relate to, can get behind, like, oh, damn, that's dope. Yeah. Black people ain't that bad. Oh, damn. White people really ain't that bad. And bring the fucking shit together, because history can actually fucking do that once you know the fucking truth of the matter. It's not about making white kids feel bad for being white. It's not about black kids feeling bad for being black. Yeah, slavery is bad. Let's move on. That's really all they do fucking as far as that shit goes. Also, I'm not saying get into the real deep and dirty of slavery and how really fucked up it was. But
I mean, you do it comparable or at a level that's appropriate for the level of the class. So exactly. AP history would be juniors and seniors in high school. And so you do cover it to some degree.
Yeah, and at that age, yeah, they need to know they was using melanin babies as alligator bait in Florida. They need to know shit like that, because it's true. It's happening. It's factual. And y'all don't want that out because of what? We're not saying that you did it, but your ancestors somewhere down the fucking line fucking did it. And it's not saying that, oh, feel bad, pity, white guilt, all that other shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that, man. It's just the fact of knowledge, bro. You got to know that. You got to learn this shit. You got to know that shit. And it's a part of history that they keep trying to fucking cover up. Half of the shit that we sit in comfort and have is because of a melanin person creating this shit. Bring some more of that fucking shit out. By blocking all of that, by blocking African-American studies and AP African-American history, all that other stuff, you blocking facts that should be known, like refrigerators, stoplights, things like that we've fucking created. Melanin people created. I can't say we, like me and you created shit, bro.
Got you.
But you know what I'm saying? They need to know that shit, and it's important to be, because a lot of that shit I didn't even know until I was grown. I was like, oh shit, the law, man, high five us. We getting it. We out here. But you know, a lot of that shit I didn't know till I was grown, man. And that's why I teach all of my children as much as I can, man. I know I haven't done it as much, but I make sure they give me a fact during this month. Just about every day. I haven't done it in a while. I think I'm gonna start back on that. But even still, when they want to know something about it, I teach them. If I don't fucking know it, I look it up. And while we're on this fucking topic, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people don't even know what the fuck this flag is right here behind me, man. It's the Black Heritage flag that's created in the 1960s. A lot of people don't even fucking know that. And if you block that, they won't even know that this fucking flag exists. But yes, the Black Heritage flag does exist. Y'all check out the Melanin Wars podcast. I did an episode on it. But in all seriousness, if he wants to revamp the curriculum, to what extent is he trying to go? Do you want to block some shit? Do you want more shit? Like, I need to know more about what is he looking for specifically when he want them to revamp the curriculum, man? And
sure,
I think you should just leave it alone. Let the professionals be the professionals. But at the same time, my man, people, you're gonna teach this shit. Don't let it be so one-sided to make motherfuckers walk out of that classroom on some hate whitey type shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't make them do that. Educate them and let them keep fucking pushing. And not just the melanin people. Educate every fucking race. Just like I want to be educated on every other race's activities and shit through this country. Because like they said, America's a melting pot. And there's so much fucking history and culture and everything all through this fucking country. And we block at all these other races and ethnicities and shit out. We just focus on the black and white issue when there's so much more going on in this country and so many different amazing cultures and food. And I had to say food because I got some authentic tacos when I was in El Paso. But and just all types of amazing shit in this fucking country, man. So they just need to fucking stop it, come together, stop the fucking racist shit, learn something from one person to teach something, because there's more beyond fucking George Washington sailed to Delaware and Christopher Columbus found America when the motherfucker really just got lost. Let's call it spade.
Yeah.
But
stop using MLK quotes.
Yeah, stop
to justify your bullshit. But
that too.
Go on.
That too. Malcolm X quotes too. Why you fucking on it? Like, just cut the shit, man. Educate your motherfucking self and find something beyond what you already fucking know from school books. Because truth be told, schools ain't gonna be able to teach you everything. You got to get out there and fucking learn some of this shit on your own, man.
That's key.
And that's really all I got, man. Follow the Melanin Wars podcast if you guys really can't get your melanin history up.
Shameless plug. All right, everybody. We've talked firearms quite a few times here. This is a hot button topic in the two-way community. It's been that way for a few months now. But if you're not abreast, quick Reader's Digest version is if you so if you have a firearm, I heard it called assault pistol, which was I'm not even gonna talk about that. But if you have what's called normally when you look for them on a firearm website, they'll say like AK pattern pistol. So it's usually something in the form or of an AK or an AR pattern, but it may shoot 5.56 or 223 or whatever the cartridge is, or a lot of them take 9mm, some shoot Glock mags, whatever the case may be, but they're shorter. So they're usually anywhere from as short as like I think 5 to 7 inches to I think about 11. But I think the rule for considered that length is 16. If it's under 16, it's considered short. So if you put a stock on it, it becomes a short barrel rifle. But what happened was some companies decided to build these things that are called pistol braces. And I'll put a picture of them right there. So there'll be a picture for those that don't know, so you can kind of see what it is. And the intended design form is for those who want better stability, or the original purpose was for like amputees and like vets that come home missing an arm or something, but still want to, participate in the firearm hobby and have a little more of the ballistic capabilities of a longer barrel than a pistol. They could still have that better stabilization, so it like attaches to their forearm and it's a brace. And there was a what's the word I want? A false belief that it makes you fire faster or some crap like that. And so that's why I began. It's stupid. I won't even get into that right now. But that's another thing. Because it got that and then the whole bump stock issue and all that shit. So anyway, but moral of the story is what's going on now is that the ATF has decided that if you have those braces on your firearm, you either have to get them registered as a short barrel rifle. And for those who don't know, if you have a short barrel rifle, what's considered a short barrel rifle? So one of those that have a short barrel and then have an actual stock on it. You have to register that with ATF. You have to submit your fingerprints, do all this other shit, pay a tax fee, and they send you back a yay verily. You are blessed to own this weapon if it's legal in your state. And And so from there, so what's happening now is you follow that same procedure for this brace. You can do that, or you could destroy it. It are the two options that they're given. But if you listen to a lot of the 2A community, they're saying, just let it blow over and see what happens. So we're not going to discuss the options, if you will, and if we would take one option over the other. We're just going to talk about how we feel about the rule in general. So what do you think about it, man?
I think it's oh man, how can I word this? You know what? Fuck it. Basically, I don't really see how this affects gun control. I get where they're trying to go and trying to implement certain things for gun control. Like you said, that it makes you fire, you fire faster with it or some shit.
It's a conception that you do.
Yeah, like
or perception.
Yeah, no, that's not the case. Like me personally, I really don't see the point of the pistol brace rule. I mean, it's not affecting anybody. I mean, it's just something like you said. It helps like amputees and everything like that who wants to continue to shoot and fucking be better, especially for veterans who, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice their limbs and their sanity for this country or whatever like that, and they still want to be able to shoot because some of them that's what they know, that's what they're comfortable with. It helps them cope and things like that, and kind of feel like this will take that away from them, specifically them. What I'm talking about right now, because I didn't. You made a good point with the amputees and for veterans and stuff like that. Like, that's kind of taking it away from them because now they can't do it, and you already got to fight for fucking VA benefits and shit like that. Now you can't even enjoy a fucking hobby because of this certain rule or not. And yeah, there's ways around it and all this other stuff, and people talk big about it. But at the end of the day, you're gonna comply eventually. But that's neither here nor there. Personally, I don't agree with it because, like I said, it's not hurting anybody. And if you're trying to implement like gun control, you have to consider something bigger. Like this just isn't it for me. Like, and even if you do ban this or ban that, or there's a rule about this, or you got to tax that, criminals are still going criminal. They're gonna do what the fuck they want to do. And if you ban every fucking firearm in the fucking country, just like in like London and shit like that, they ain't shooting, they stabbing the fuck out of people. So I mean, it's not really gonna
Dude,
stop
you
shit.
can't carry firearms in Japan. Dude made one and off the political guy. See? I mean, I won't go into all the details, but
and then you creating a rule that has so many loopholes, and to me, I feel like it just ultimately comes down to kind of just like schools. We're gonna get some more money for something, and that's what I feel like it's trying to fucking do. Ultimately, I ain't got too much to say about it without, what I'm saying, doing stuff that could get me in trouble, basically. So we're just gonna say I don't agree with it. If gun control is the aim, come up with a better solution than the pistol brace rule, man. What you think?
So again, like I always talk about when we talk about gun control, I feel like they find a thing to make it a bad guy and harp on that 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 and harp on that, not realizing or not even discussing that for those that intend to do harm, will find a way to do harm.
Regardless.
And using statistics to justify, and you said something about doing something bigger. I'm very cautious about that because that's a very slippery slope. When you say doing something bigger, I mean, what happened? Like capacity limitations. That's bigger than a brace rule, and that's just fucking crazy to me. I feel like these braces don't really do anything to make the firearm more lethal. And that's the thing to me. You've made this artificial boogeyman out of nowhere. I mean, hell, I'm for if you want a short barrel rifle, you should be able to go to your local Shields or your local firearm store and buy it. I don't understand why they're demonized because, quite frankly, they perform worse than a regular rifle. I mean, they're not as ballistically capable as a rifle with a longer barrel.
That's true.
And So why are we making this thing such a bad guy? I wanted one. That was what I wanted for a home defense rifle, because what would have happened was, in a situation where, say, something happens and Kim is by herself, it's a smaller thing, and Kim can wield it a little bit. I mean, say, not saying she can't wield a standard size rifle, but it's something a little more maneuverable in a house. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was thinking of it from that vantage point. And I feel like by picking this boogeyman, you don't actually do the real work. I mean, because, okay, we all agree that gun deaths are a problem. We all agree that it's an issue. However, we're not looking at those issues. I mean, I'm an engineer. I look at numbers. I mean, if you were to Pareto principle the issues, and you see like suicides and stuff like that, and then like a lot of these other shootings, domestic violence. If we look at those two things, because a lot of times you find if you have a problem, the solution is just like pain in a body. Your knee may hurt, but it may not even be that your knee is the problem. That's reacting to the point of your, you got a weak leg muscle or something like that, or there's an issue with your foot. And I think that we don't take the time to do the deep dive. We always like, that's going to be the boogeyman today, so therefore that's what we're going to do. I had to get my point in the camera, but that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to put all our time and energy on. I mean, what are you doing? I mean, like, it doesn't change anything. So if I buy one with or without, and I don't use it as a brace, I could use it, not holding it up like in place of a stock. And I can use it on my cheek to get a cheek well. Is it changing anything? I mean, is it making it more deadly? It's giving me better control. I mean, and if you talk about like the amputees and stuff, it's giving them better control.
And the key word is control.
Yes. And if, like, rules of firearm, you're responsible for every bullet that you fire. And I would want to be able to control the firearm the best way possible.
Indeed.
I mean, that's how I say it. I mean, it shouldn't be that complicated. But again, I think it's one of those things where you have people making rules about something that they don't know about. They're being told to vilify and make something a boogeyman. But I guarantee you, like, if you put a stock and a brace right next to each other, they couldn't point out which one was which.
I believe it.
And if you can't do that, you can't make rules about it. And then they're convoluted. And then the other crazy thing about the braces is they said they were okay. So you have all these people that bought them. You have all these industries around making them. And now they're like, oh, if you have them, you potentially can be a felon now. But why though?
And you got real felons out there for some real shit.
And you got Brett Favre stealing millions of dollars. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That's for goddamn sure. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, right. I mean, it just, I don't know. It frustrates me.
It's crazy, man.
I mean, I think if you have one, just be careful, is what I'll say. You do whatever you feel is best for you in your situation. I'm not going to give my thoughts one way or the other. I don't agree with the rule. I feel like it's something where better energy could have been spent elsewhere. But if it does become a rule, if you decide not to comply, if you decide to find a loophole and exploit the loophole, that's up to you. And, just make sure that you are okay with the consequences of your decisions. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Indeed. To each his own, just like we said in letting the kids fail. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
You make your decision. You grown.
All right, man. How your accessories going?
Done. I mean, it was great, man. Good pairing, everything like that. It burned a little faster than I wanted it to, but hey, man, cigars. And on top of that, for y'all who don't know, it's a Monday. Nothing like having a cigar and a drink on a Monday, chopping it up. So, can't complain, man. It was all good, man. How about yours?
Oh, cigar still going. I still got plenty of it left.
Lucky.
Yeah, cider. Hope I still have plenty of it left too. I can't tell because there's like fruit and stuff in the bottom. But yeah, good pairing. The cigar is pretty good. I'm enjoying it. As it got to the middle, it got really good. So definitely enjoying it. Not too strong. Definitely a good cigar to have on a Monday evening. So that's good. And getting a cider, and in March I'll partake again. So we'll see how that goes. But
Indeed.
yeah, overall, good pairing, good cigar. Like I said, I think I said before, La Galera is kind of hit or miss for me, but this one's a good one.
Yeah, man, another great day of recording, man. I really enjoyed this
Oh yeah,
one. Hope
it's
you
fun.
guys enjoy it also, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on social media, man. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Mhm.
Y'all check out MF and Research that's coming back, baby. MF and Research is on its way,
Just
man.
a year hiatus. That's all.
That's all good, man. Y'all jump back on there because I'm sure gonna tune the fuck in. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Follow the Melanin Warriors podcast, man, and take care of yourselves and all that good stuff. I ain't gonna finish it because that's bruh spot, but you know what I'm saying. And before you cast judgment or something, get off of social media and actually do some real fucking research on
Mm-hmm.
that particular topic that you're up in arms for, man. And bro, you got anything else?
I say to that point, anger is easy. Finding out research, empathy, and using research is hard.
Oh yeah.
Always take care of yourselves, take care of each other, like I always say. We'll put a couple videos up here to check out if you want to check out more. We'll see you guys next time. There'll be a button to subscribe. Be sure to do that. And with that, episode 83 is in the books, and we out.
Oh, I should.